Hi, I'm Robin Starr. I'm the director of the American European Works of Art Department, and today I want to talk to you about Hudson River School painting. The Hudson River School of Painting is arguably the first truly American style of painting. Up until the 1820s and 1830s, all of the styles that were practiced by American painters came directly from Western Europe. We can certainly make the argument that Hudson River School painting came out of the European Romantic movement, but the feeling expressed by the American painters was completely unique and clearly very much American. The Romantic painters of Europe saw nature as something that was all-powerful, and they were interested in the sublime qualities of that all-powerful nature. Nature may not have been malevolent towards mankind, but nor was it exactly kind. Nature was seen as something that overwhelmed the power of mankind. But in America, nature was seen as something completely different. Part of that was the very idea of manifest destiny, the idea that here in this new wonderful country, there were so many lands and styles of landscape to be physically discovered by adventurers, by artists, by surveyors and geologists. The other issue was imbuing that sense of landscape with transcendentalism. The transcendentalists saw spirituality in the landscape and also found that man himself was truly at his best when he was at one with nature. So these landscapes of the Hudson River School painters were very clearly seeing nature as a benevolent force. We have a wonderful group of Hudson River School pictures in this particular sale. One of my favorites is by Jasper Cropsey. Cropsey worked primarily in the Hudson River Valley, although he traveled throughout upstate New York and New England, and he trained initially as an architect. The picture we have is from 1889 and shows a scene not too far from his final home, his retirement home, if you will, called Everrest, which was right on in the Hudson River Valley. This particular view is a view of the environs around Warwick, New York. And as is typical of many Cropsey works, it shows a panorama of the autumn landscape with all of the bright reds and oranges and golds that are brought out by strong sunlight. And this is exactly what Cropsey is remembered for, are these wonderful autumn landscapes. We also have another New York view, although this view is of Long Island, and it's by Thomas Moran. Thomas Moran traveled much more extensively than Cropsey did. He actually was born in England and emigrated to the U.S. with his family as a young man. He studied originally in Philadelphia. He traveled all around the Western Hemisphere. He's known for his views of Yosemite. He's known for his views of the Tetons. As a matter of fact, one of the Tetons is actually named Mount Moran in his honor. But he also maintained a studio in New York for much of his career. And late in his life, he actually bought a small plot of land in East Hampton on Long Island. And the particular picture that we have shows a view right near this summer studio that he had on a little pond called Georgica Pond. Now here, we get a sense of his interest in landscape. We have that great golden hour light that falls on a woodland in the foreground. We have a view through the trees to a distant shore of a pond. Here he imbues just a little bit of man's present by having a small group of cattle actually drinking from the edge of the pond. So man himself is not there, but domesticated livestock is present. But what Moran does beautifully throughout his career, and certainly in this picture, is he plays light and shadow off of each other very dynamically. And that's what we see even in this little picture by Moran. Our third piece is by George Dury. George Dury was also a seasonal painter. If Cropsey was known for his autumnal views, George Dury was known for his winter scenes, so much so that he was often referred to by his colleagues in the day as the snowman. He tended to choose not wild, untamed landscapes, but landscapes that showed small taverns or inns with small figures in the foreground, often entering into the scene or leaving the scene. And all of these were dappled with beautiful fresh fallen snow. He's probably most famous for his relationship with the printmakers Currier and Ives. They created 10 different prints based on his paintings. And although Dury, frankly, did not have a very long life, he died at the age of 43, thanks to Currier and Ives, many of his landscapes were remembered for decades beyond his lifetime, thanks to their publications. We also have a number of other pieces coming up in the sale from the Hudson River School. So please do take a look online and see which one is your favorite. Thanks so much.